What's up, history heads? And welcome back to my channel. And today, ang topic natin is all about the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. And samahan niyo ako ma-discover ang history. You might have heard the Spanish version, but trust me, that's the only half of the story. So today, we're digging to the Filipino perspective, the one they tried to bury. So come on, let's discover the truth. So, while I'm waiting, I'm gonna tell you about the year 1872. Think about shimmering tension, heavy taxes, and a lot of frustrated Filipinos. Then boom, the Governor General Rafael Izquierdo made it clear that things were changing. So according to Dr. Pardo de Tavera, Izquierdo was intended to govern, quote-unquote, with crucifix in one hand and the sword in the other. His actions speak louder than words. So hey guys, I'm back home. So let's continue the story. So one of the Izquierdo's first move was to yank away the privilege of the workers at the Cavite arsenal. These were essential for their survival. So these workers were exempt from the tribute of tax and the polo y cervico. But suddenly, these workers were slammed with tribute and polo cervico. So on January 20, 1872, that is the breaking point. Sergeant La Madrid, a total boss among the workers, led a group to seize the San Felipe Fort in Cavite Arsenal. So now, Spanish historian Jose Montero y Vidal called this a full-blown revolt aimed at overthrowing Spanish rule, but Pardo de Tavera paints a different picture. It was a spontaneous mutiny fueled by years of pent-up anger and those brutal economic policies. La Madrid was killed. Montero y Vidal said the rebels were put to the sword, but this localized event ended up changing everything. So why is this little uprising such a big deal? Because the Spaniard colonial government, especially those power-hungry friars, jumped on it as an excuse to squash growing Filipino nationalist movement. This is where things get ugly. Entering the Gomburza, these guys were rockstars of the Filipino clergy, advocating for equal rights, reform within the church. So that's why Izquierdo himself reported to the Spanish Minister of War that the mutiny was motivated by the native clergy, lawyers and abogadillos, or the local lawyers, blaming them for exploiting grievances about tobacco, crops, and the Cavite Arsenal tribute. So the friars falsely accused Gomburza as a mastermind of the mutiny. They had zero evidence, but the Spanish authorities, desperate to keep control, so they ran with it. They did accuse Gomburza, and despite of their innocence, Gomburza were convicted and sentenced to public execution by garrote on February 17, 1872. This was a stone-cold act of injustice that sent shockwave through the entire Filipino community. So you know, this is where things get real. Dr. Pardo de Tavera, a total legend of Filipino scholar, challenged the Spanish BS narrative. He said that the mutiny was driven by economics and the loss of those worker privileges, called out the friars for using mutiny to eliminate their rivals. The execution of Gomburza lit a fire under a young Saracen. He dedicated the novel El Filibusterismo to their memory, and guess what? Rizal writings helped to speak Philippine Revolution. Martyrdom of Gomburza created a national identity, a shared desire for freedom from Spanish oppression. The Cavite Mutiny became a symbol of resilience and a catalyst for change. Today, we remember the Cavite Mutiny as a statement to Filipino courage and resilience. There's a monument in Cavite honoring the mutineers. Gomburza are national heroes. Their legacy remains as the fight for justice and freedom is always worth it. Go visit the Cavite Mutiny Museum. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Keep exploring our history and stay woke. Bye-bye!